All right, so this is going to be week 2, part 2 on the old tea bucket. So I got some foam going on in there, trying to get a feel. I know they want like white interior. That's really all I got. We kind of got a color picked out. So they mentioned diamond stitch, stuff. So I just kind of drew on there with a marker just to get an idea, get a look-see, see if they like that idea. I'll take you over there and show you. I did the floor. We shortened that tunnel and all that. I put a heat barrier down on the floor and got that all squared away. I didn't really do a video on it. I do just got some carpet laid in there right now, so when I go to put the carpet in permanently, I will do a video of the heat barrier that I put down and all that. And yeah, so I'm gonna take you over there and show you the inside. We adjusted that upper control arm. I think it needs like some sort of spacer in it, because I don't know about the angle of it, but I don't know, I haven't looked into that. But I got most of the wiring on this thing all buttoned up. That's my little seat deal. I'm not exactly sure, because we're going like a black cherry pearl with the paint. So I don't know if that carpet is a little redder than I anticipated. It's supposed to be like a cardinal. So it wasn't expensive. It's just like a marine carpet. So if for some reason when we ever do get to paint and it just looks off, I'll get a darker one. But yeah, so I was thinking white with white diamond stitch. I'm looking for like a diamond stitch with red stitching. Like a dark red stitching. I had thought about putting piping on it and everything, but I don't think I'm going that fancy with it. Even if it's just white on white on white on white, that's the thing that they said they wanted, white interior. They said they think it looks clean. Obviously I wasn't going to put white carpet in it. Just a firewall. I got to button up some of this wiring. I just got some odds and ends to clean up there. I need to move that over because it's in the way. I'm going to carpet the firewall. So I got to move that wiring over into the corner out of the way, and then the panel will cover it. I got some cleaning up on the column to do, but I got it all wired up and everything. The key works, the lights and all that kind of stuff. Key on. Well, looks like we got a blinker on as well. Let me go shut that off. Yeah, so key on, and then I'll put this little red dice, and then it needs the bright lights, so I'll put the bright lights, and we'll make the bright lights go on a 2. Then we'll have a 5 and a 2 there. Most people will get that. That's where the break comes through the carpet. I might have to cut the slot a little farther, obviously. Carpet came out pretty clean. I had an extra couple little pieces, so I'm gonna make it work out right there in the little storage cubby. I think that looks good. So it's a nice touch. It's the little things sometimes. So I mean, she's kind of coming along. It's pretty good. The floor looks good. I gotta hook up some sort of lights back here. He don't know what he's gonna do back here yet, so we're trying to figure that out. He's got that really old trunk. He's got 2 of them, so Let me see what's going on there. I don't know why this is still flashing or why it's flashing at all. It wouldn't flash before because it didn't have a it's flashing now. Huh. It wouldn't flash before. I thought it needed a load equalizer. It's flashing. But that was just to show that it works and all that. And I do got the fuel pump wire coming back here. Yeah, I'm gonna put that off a relay. I gotta figure all this stuff out. This is what we're gonna be getting into. This is how it's done right now. That ain't no good. This ain't no good. Like, there's just a lot of things on here that's just no good. So I'll be addressing all of that. Yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at. Tomorrow, I'm gonna wire up the fuel pump. I'm gonna run the fuel line, run a return line. I gotta wire up the fan. I gotta run trans lines, and I have to get a trans dipstick. Yeah. We'll have to figure that one out. So, yeah, it's coming together. We'll get her all the way together, and then we're going to take her all the way back apart. And we're going to fill all the unnecessary holes in the frame. We're going to sand the frame all down. We're going to cut off anything that's not being used. We're going to grind things smooth. And we're going to sand down the rear end, clean it all up, pull the bucket off, and go to town with sanding and filling and blocking this thing, and try to make something out of it. I'm pretty sure that's where it's going. He came and we squared away today on what we've done so far. He didn't come with a trailer and pick the car up, so we're going to keep going on it. Stay tuned. Keep watching. All right, we got... I went to prime it. No oil was coming up top, but it's got oil pressure. I'm a little confused about the no oil coming up top. I don't know. But what I'm gonna do, put these headers on here. Mother. Oh God. We'll put these headers on here. And then try to start it, I guess. See what happens. Let me get this set up and ready to rock, then I'll throw it on the old time lapse, I guess, and get these headers on, and we'll go from there. I ain't pumping nothing. What the crap? I wish I could find the right side of that Allen wrench for it. It's not. I hate looking for Allen wrenches for these. Huh. It didn't fit last time I had it on there. I'm pretty sure the bottom of this regulator's in, right? Or is that the return? Maybe that's the return and that's the in. Let me do some switching around real quick. Gotta be the case, I guess. Gotta be. I'm gonna do some switching that around.
Wrong Allen wrench.
Symmetric? Yeah. Oh, damn leak, man. Wonder what it is. That fitting kind of doesn't really make sense to me. Everything's the wrong size, man. I hate this. Find another 3/4. That fell down. There's a 3/4. The metric system, a 19. Yes. Oh yeah. You're gonna tighten these when you put them together. It's hard working on other people's stuff, I'll tell you what. Hopefully that addresses our leak. Good God. Major. Oh. On my life, man. No clue. Hit the floor. It disappeared, bruh. I don't know. The floor ate it. Where could it have went?
Big Allen wrench.
See that? See where that Allen wrench went? I mean, like, come on now. Let's try this again. We got a lot of fuel leaks going on, and you know, I didn't put none of these lines together or nothing like that. And, this one's kind of loose. I guess I gotta try to work that tight, but I wanted to try to get this pressure in. Check it again. Half of my fuel is going to be in this return tank. I don't know if in is up, but this thing is not leaking like a sieve, man. That junk fitting right there. Stress, man. The stress. Yeah, all day. Trying to make this happen. Checking pressure. Doing all that. That line ain't tight. It's worse. It's worse. This ain't meant to be like that. I don't know. I've heard of these fittings, but this one ain't working. I know that. And that one's just coming apart. I'm going to take this apart and put a clamp on it like a normal human being. Thing to do. It's not like it's fuel injected. The pump acts like it. It's pumping like I don't know why. I don't know why that fitting ain't sealing. I just watched the video, a guy was using them and he was talking pretty highly about them. Wish I wouldn't put the header back on yet, I know that. Now I gotta watch feeding this through here because that bitch will arc. The alternator. Fuel everywhere, man. Just what I didn't want. Just what I didn't want. Fuel everywhere. It's always something. Always. But we'll get it. One thing for sure, we'll get it. See if this thing will run. We're trying. We're trying really hard. What is that? That's why. That was backwards. Yeah, that was in there backwards. This is in between the AN fitting a little. That was inside of the AN fitting for some reason. Oh, it was supposed to be in this side of the fitting. Let's see what's going on with that. I don't think so, dude. Where did I put that? I'll have to look into that thing. In the meantime, let's try. There we go. Don't need that. It's definitely backwards. But what we're gonna do is the normal thing to do is try to find a decent flathead screwdriver. Come on this side. Fumes are giving me a headache. Take fuel. Ain't even dealing with fuel. That's gonna fit. I think it's gonna. I think she's gonna fit. Damn my life, man. Of course. And then, why would you have the right size? It's always for all and all for once. Like half of my life looking for stuff in this place. How it goes around here. See you leak now. Watch it leak. Bad. Now I can get this fuel line away from that header. Still got like excessive fuel pressure. I think out is down, right? I think it's gonna come out. Something leaking. Got another leak. Uh-oh. There we go. Six. I don't know what happened. Pump got happy or something. Let's go check. Oh, it's out of fuel? Maybe. Well, let's shut it down. That's going to be a pain. I need to try to get the return back into that tank. But the way this crap is, I can't get the choo-choo to work out. Yeah, I guess if that stays put, be in good shape. Just got my little 1 gallon nitrous tank on here. I think we got it now. Start to turn back into that tank. We only got a half a tank now, all the leaks. One more leak to address. Small one in the backpack here. That's what fell, was my battery tender. Now let's just one more time check that pressure. Leaking like a mother, man. People are ignorant. Build A and fit it. Alright, let's see what happens. I have no idea what's going to happen, to be honest with you. Yo, yo. Out here working and working. We're putting some gauges in. I got the gas pedal mounted. It's hooked up to the carb, so we're all good there. Yeah, I got the camera backwards, so trying to get these all cut. I was a little how am I gonna do it? I'm gonna turn the camera around. And I just went for it, you know. I don't have an RPM tach yet. He's supposed to be bringing it to me. So, RPM tach's gonna go to the left of that one. Them lines are center. So this top line, there's a bar that runs on the inside of there. There's a bar. So I couldn't center them with the whole dash, which kind of tore my OCD to pieces, but it is what it is. I could have probably brought the gauge like up a little higher to that bar, and I still gotta probably gonna put a piece of carbon fiber over this, like a 4.5 millimeter thick piece of carbon fiber, something that's gonna fill this gap right here. So we'll address that once I do that. I may move it up as high as I can to that bar, but it don't look too bad right there. They work out inside the car. Plus you gotta figure this, you're looking at a 3/4 inch lip right here, you know, so that takes you all the way to there before you're even inside the car. And then you got one of these going across here, right here at this line. So, you know, my hands are kind of tied on that. I could probably move it up, maybe a 1/4 inch. You know, it'll make up a little bit of the difference. So we'll probably do that, but I want to be able to cover like the column bolts with a nice smooth something. I'm shooting for carbon fiber. I'm shooting for a piece of carbon fiber on the firewall. I think it'll go good with the paint scheme and what we're doing. Or, you know, if it's carbon fiber wrap, you know, piece of board or something, if that's the route he wants to go. So it's all about what he wants to do. But that's where we're at. We had it running yesterday. Now I got it on the gas pedal. I still got to button all that wiring up there. I'm just trying to get everything roughed in. I spoke to him today. We're gonna tear this back down. We're gonna paint it. So this is the throttle cables. It's goofy. It's hard to get. I'm gonna have to figure something out right there. I'm gonna put some kind of band on it because it has to be up here and it's got to come down. So I don't know. Some things you have to make work. This works. I've just got to it keeps wanting to pop upward like that. So if I have to raise this bracket up some, that's fine. The throttle cable is kind of on a downward anyway. So I could probably space this bracket up and resolve that issue. I'll figure it out. That's pretty much where we're at today. I got the I keep wanting to say oil cooler. Radiator overflow hooked up. This will probably go to a braided line, but for now that's what we got. So this is all set and all hooked up. What else did we do? That's pretty much that. I still got to figure out a good way to mount that regulator. I wish I would have put the coil on the inside of the car and I might change that up. Just go ahead and stick the coil on the inside of the firewall, and then I can mount that regulator where that coil's at. Make it look good. I don't really care for the setup. The way it was set up, this just bolts into that valve cover bolt, which is fine and dandy, but for some reason it's all bundled up right now. I don't know what's even. Oh, it's that 90 right there that's hitting that coil. I think I actually had it on this one, but yeah, I gotta get some fittings, and I want to get it mounted right here. I think it'll look good, and then we can move that coil to the inside of the car. I'm cool with that. This was just kind of a setup run so I could run it, and we'll button all that up. We got to tear this thing back apart anyway, which ain't much. Should be a fairly easy job to get this tore down and paint it. Not a lot to it. It's got a lot of body work that needs to be done. It's white, so I'm sure it's hard to see much on the camera, but there's my little gas tank setup I was running yesterday. Quite a bit to do yet, but she's coming along. It's been just me. The kid ain't been working for some reason. I don't know. I wish I was a kid again and I didn't have to work. Only work when I want to. But at least he's got, somewhere he can go. He knows he can work. I'm not going to press him about it. He can come whenever he wants to come. If he wants to be here making money, he can be here making money. If he wants to skip out, then whatever. Yeah, wish I was 16. Just do what I want, but I'm not. I'm old. I got bills. But yeah, that's where we're at. Wish I could get working on my car, but gotta make money to fund the season that's coming up. So we're doing this side work. Hopefully this will turn full time. Let's see. All right. Well, can start it from in the car now. I had a hiccup with the return line, popped out and it squirted me, but we're good. All right, so we're back. I'm gonna try to figure out what day we're on here. I want to say day 10 on this. I'm gonna address these 4 link bars. This is what we're working with. That's how it was when it came here. We're gonna work on that today. Trying to figure out what's going on here. It's off center. It needs a panhard bar. This is the other side. It's just up against the tab, not centered. It's got some random bolts in it. That's what we're gonna try to address today. Let me see that there. So that's what we'll be working on. Well, that was a task, but I've got that all centered right. Put spacers in there so that I ain't riding right on the frame. These were, I gotta fix that. I'm just trying to figure out, I prefer them to be more like that. They were mounted in here, So they were like way over like that. I don't know if that would have kind of kept it from needing a panhard bar, but I prefer them to be more like that. So I'll have to cut that off and put another tab here or wherever to get that more better. But I did this side too. Nothing's tightened up yet. I think I'm gonna have to change out the bottom bar because it's, I don't know. I know rule of thumb is width of the bolt is how deep it needs to be, and that's about where that's at. And I know the bottom pushes anyway when you go, but I'm sure when you stop it pulls on it. Probably be all right. But yeah, that's what we did. Played with that pretty much all day. The shocks aren't set in stone yet. They're just bolted back up so I could set the car back down. But yeah, that came out. It was quite the job. But it came out good. Like I said, nothing's tightened down yet because I'm gonna have to blow this whole thing back apart anyway so I can paint it and shit. Yeah. It's coming along, it's coming along. We just keep on trucking. Now today, this is now 8, 9, 10, 11, day 12 on this. We started getting the gauges all wired up. Got them in. I don't know if they're grounded or not. Got them lit up. We got to get it grounded to the mile an hour. But I have to have the RPM tack there. Supposed to be bringing that this weekend. Got to figure out how the oil pressure gauge works. I've never really used electric. I always use mechanical. So I got to figure out how that wires. That's what all these 3 wires come from the sending unit. Not exactly sure what's what, but I guess I'll fire it up and touch wires until it shows me oil pressure, I guess. That's how I'm gonna do it. I got this kick panel made down there. That's the kick panel. We're gonna wrap that. I made the piece for there, but the glue I used, I don't know what it did. It had a reaction with the vinyl, so you can see it all wrinkly up there. That was the glue. I think it wasn't spread good enough, but I'm gonna take it off. But I put some light grills in there. It fits pretty nice down in there. So that's where that's gonna go. I just gotta button it up. Do it again. It is what it is. I don't know if it'll fit with that panel I got over there. It's a little on the snug side because of that panel. But yeah, that's where that's gonna go. I trimmed it out kind of like how the cage is, because we're gonna put some 5x7s in the box right here. So I had to do something. It has some grills in it. I had another mess going on in here again. But she's moving along. I had to move these tabs. Fortunately, all I got's a little flux welder, but got them on there nonetheless. Smacked them with a hammer a few times, make sure they weren't going to go anywhere. I'm still on the fence if I'm going to do the shocks like that, because the rear end was not shortened. So the rear end's off center majorly. So with the shocks up and down like that, you're probably going to be able to tell more because it's got to be this way a little more. So you'll probably be able to tell more. I don't know though, it's pretty close. We got to get a pan hard bar on it. I'll smooth these ugly welds all up. I'm going to fill all these holes in this frame eventually when we tear it apart. So we got the 4-link all squared away. That's all square. The rear end's square with the front end. Now I'm just working on left to right. He's supposed to bring me a pan hard bar Saturday, my RPM gauge, a steering wheel. He's going to bring me some double D rod for that so I can get my steering lined out. And then I just need linkage. I got to get, I don't know, a bracket set up for on a transmission for the shifter. And we basically need a windshield, man, and I think this thing's going to be drivable. I don't know if I'm going to drive it, but it'll be drivable. Yeah, once we get to that point, then we're going to break this thing all the way back down and either sand the frame down or take it to get it blasted. I know I'm going to smooth it out and cut all the stuff off of it that don't need to be on it. Might take it to get it sandblasted. That way it looks good. The front end parts, I'm not sure about yet. It's all going to depend on what he wants to spend. I might just clean them up and leave them black. If he wants to spend the money to get all them parts blasted and whatnot, then I'll paint them to match the frame, which is what I would do. I'll be working on the body while that's all happening. I still got to make some door panels. I got to figure out latches to latch the door shut, which is going to be easy now that I got the wood kick panel, and I'm probably just going to do some sort of simple latch, maybe like some sort of screen door type latch. I'm not sure if they sell latches for this. I got to look into it still. I still got to build this up right here because the back is going to probably go straight-ish back till it can't go straight no more. And then I'm probably going to make it go straight across. And then I'll just fill in this gap, probably with filler, and get it all nice and smooth once I get the main board in. Get this all filled in and smoothed out. Some of it needs to be grinded down because this is like all whoop-de-whoop. So I'll grind that and make that look good. Yeah, we're just moving along. 12 days in. We almost got a drivable car with all the gauges working. All the wiring's in there. It needs to be buttoned up. It's got some cleaning up to do. I'm going to put carpet on the firewall to hide some of the wires that are coming through the firewall. Final assembly, some things might get moved because it's going to get probably a piece of carbon fiber over that firewall. So I got to figure out exactly how I want everything. Like I said, I'm probably going to put the coil on the inside if I got room and it makes sense. That way I can mount the regulator there. If not, I'll put the regulator how it was and just be done with it. Yeah, other than that, we got to get some wheels and tires. Wheels, tires, paint, and it should be down the road. Hoping to be done by February. Got a ways to go on it.